Nascar can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force it off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom. Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Hello and welcome to the next round of the FMA Gen 4 Cup Series. We are at Legacy Atlanta for the all the goofy things happened to it and turned it into a super speedway. But this one is anything but. This is going to be one of the biggest challenges these drivers will face all year. A car very hard on its tires at a track that is arguably the worst on tires. We are just underway with qualifications. I'm going to give a shout to my broadcast partners, Kobe Jordan, and joining me in the booth is Big Al. How you doing, Big Al?
Hey, doing pretty good here tonight. Gonna try to get situated, man. I'm excited to be here. Excited to be a part of this. Here we go. This is round 3. I take it. Let's at Echo Park. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And man, you're just as classic NASCAR as I am. How awesome is it when we do get to go to Legacy Atlanta and we see everyone slipping and sliding, trying to hold on for dear life, trying to see who's going to be able to pull off the Harvicking that Kevin Harvick made so famous.
Yeah, not only that, we get a chance to slide back into those next gen cars, the Gen 4. And so once you add those two things together, it's just a trip down memory lane.
Yes, sir. As we take a look at the point standings so far, your point leader is Ryan Peters, 1 point over Jeremy Eshelman, last week's winner. Jacob Wilson, William Gay, and Chase Matsuko, the top 5. Nigel Steele, Mark Osier, Jacob Brown, Sage Greco, and Cody Deek rounding out the top 10. Meanwhile, in team points, we have Threshold Motorsports with a massive lead over Dumb Dumber and Dumbest. Rectum Racing, Major Motorsports, Wayne Gaff Racing, and Oath Racing rounding out the field of the team point combatants. And last week was a bit of a big shakeup in the points. Last season's champion, Brock Morris, did not make his way to Daytona, but he is here right now, and he is showing that the time off, he did not miss a beat, holding on to pole right now by about 200ths over Matthew Pearson. And I tell you, Big Al, you and I, we haven't had much opportunities to broadcast these old Gen 4s, but aren't these cars just so much fun to watch?
Yeah, definitely. Today I was watching the next gen race. Well, not the next gen race, but that car. And then to come back to these cars, it is so awesome because there's so much more input. The drivers have so much more, seat of the pants experience in these automobiles, if you will. They rotate, It's just so many terms that we've come to used to over the years in NASCAR. It's just always good to go back to the roots, so to speak.
Absolutely. And rotation, that is going to be the name of the game. Either that or a lack of rotation from the right front. You've got to be so conscientious on your tires. Obviously, Old Atlanta, one of the most iconic tracks when you think of tire wear, right up there with Darlington, Fontana. So this is going to be difficult for everyone trying to keep the tires underneath them.
Yeah, indeed. And speaking of tires, just how many sets of tires are these gentlemen getting there tonight down in the pits?
I believe they have 3 sets in the pits, if what I see is correct. Oh boy, only 2 over the wall. That is gonna make things really interesting, especially since we do get a few cautions here and there in this league. So strategy, that's gonna make a major play into this race. But it's time to get to the starting grid. Your pole sitter, the 05 of Brock Morris, next to the 51 of Matthew Pearson. The 94 of Jeff Dillon, and the other 51 of Chess Jamby. Evan Gilmet in the 68, next to the 31 of Ted Newman here on row 3. Row 4 is the one of Jacob Wilson, next to the 20 of Adam Brady. Rounding out the top 5 is the 32 of Nick Biddy and the 3 of Zach Tankersley. And take away the next few there, Big Al.
Yeah, roger that. That's going to put James Podolfi, and he's going to be lined up beside Charles Matisco on this outside. And next row is going to have John David, and he's going to have Nigel Steele on his outside, followed by P15. Looks like we're going to have Mr. No-Namer there, and he's going to have Nathan Fuller on his outside. Followed by William Gay, Matt Mars. And rounding out the top 20, we're going to have Paxton Frith and Paul Wentline.
And then we have Mark Ossier starting P21 with the 57 of Steven Puzzuto in row 11, and rounding out the field is the 036 of Ryder Poe. And issues for Matt Mars. He is just disconnected from the server. That's big news and a big unfortunate break for the 34 car here. And it would appear the 57 is also not in the server anymore, so already dropping a couple cars, and we haven't even thrown the green flag yet.
Yeah, not yet. But don't worry, those of you at home, we're going to hold on to at least a couple of these cars just so we can get ourselves some racing in tonight. Speaking of racing, looks like those lights are going to be off here momentarily on top of that race truck, man. We'll be taking it off here tonight. How you feeling about all of this there, James?
Oh, I'm feeling great, Big Al. This league never fails to put on a show, and boy, howdy, it's going to continue. See the pace truck getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. And Brock Morris, he will lead us to the green flag. Greenies go, we are underway in Atlanta. See a fantastic jump for Morris. He is already able to clear up into P1. See Pearson already ripping the lip up there, running by the wall. See, whoa, a little bit of a moment for Gilmet, making a moment for Adam Brady right there. For almost almost a little bit of contact. In fact, I think there was some contact there with Tankersley and Gilmet. as we're still 3 wide. What a move by Tankersley. Shoot the gap up into P6. Tankersley wasting no time right now. He already several cars up there running that high side. We've always seen 2 trains of thought here at Atlanta, Big Al. Some running the white line right there at the bottom, always called it Harvicking, and other guys. Whoa! Is Evan Gilmet having to make a huge save through 3 and 4? He's gonna hold on to it. In fact, still trying to hold on to it. Oh, that thing is gonna be a nightmare to handle for these next few laps. Flash heat the tires. That is gonna put him in a terrible state, but better that than having it in the wall. Fantastic job for Gilmet to hold onto that thing.
Yeah, indeed, keeping it out of the wall, that's going to be the key right now.
But yeah, as I was saying before that moment for the 68,
he's still in the way, though. He's going to have to clear the way.
Is. Yeah, he's got a whole lot of heavy hitters right behind him. You see William Gay right there getting the move done on the 4. They're all trying to track down Gilmet, try to get another spot off of him. As you see Tankersley battling with Ted Newman. Ted sideways off the corner.
Yeah, you were talking about the 21 trying to fight to stay on that lead lap. That's going to be his mode right now. Actually, he's going to go ahead and yield, let that leader go by. Not going to try to impede at all.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do. You definitely appreciate that as a leader if you're going by the lap car. Not quite sure what happened to Ossie to make him be going down the lap already. As you saw, second place, Matthew Pearson got the walls. Oh, yep, that explains why Mark Ossie went down the lap so early. Having himself a big old moment off of turn 2 a couple laps prior, and somehow avoiding getting himself a black flag from that. See, Morris continues to keep Pearson at bay right now. Has himself about 0.6 of a gap. See battle between the 32 and the 94 here. See dealing with a big run on Biddy. Just biding his time behind Biddy. Oh, meanwhile, we got a car in the wall. Believe that's the 3. Oh, I believe that's Tankersley. My goodness, that might be race ending. I'm waiting for the caution to come out. And there it is. Saw Tankersley was one of the most aggressive there in the early going. Oh, just got the wall and then bam, and right there. Oh, just that right front suspension is no longer connected. Unfortunate for Tankersley. We're going to go ahead and get our first break in of the night, and we will be back shortly.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No no sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Alrighty, we are back and about ready to get back at it. Zach Tankersley, of course, has called it a night, which I can't say any of us are surprised about. But Brock Morris continues to lead this race. We're getting ready to see the pace truck make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Brock Morris will once again bring us back to the green flag. Green means go. We're back underway at Atlanta. A huge jump from Morris. He is already running away with it. Is Ted Newman able to make the jump up into P2? Not the restart Matthew Pearson needed. Here's Adam Brady up into fourth. We got a battle. Matsuko and Biddy side by side here. See Brock Morris all by himself right now as Pearson trying to get back past Newman. Well, Miguel, what do you think the mindset becomes now that we've already got the first caution of the race? You're trying to see what the heat cycles have done to your tires.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of guys are paying attention right now because once you pop the seal, so to speak, on the cautions, now you know that they're definitely going to be possible. So that starts all types of different scenarios as well as strategy starting because everybody only has 2 sets over the wall. Still a lot of racing left to go, so you want to make certain that you're making the maximum of the rubber that you get in order to be able to be efficient towards the end of this thing.
Whoa! He's got a car in the wall. It's the 74. James Pandolf. Sideways off of turn 2 and gets it stuck in the wall. Oh no, we got Nathan Fuller sideways. He's gonna save it down onto pit road.
Yeah, that's probably gonna alleviate the need for a caution right there. Very fortuitous for the rest of the racers, but gonna be a little bit unfortunate for him as you're watching that replay right there. It's a 74 car making pretty substantial contact with that outside retaining wall.
Then right here you see the 132 go around. He saves it. And he got down to pit road speed. No black flag. That might be one of the most impressive saves I've ever seen because of that.
I mean, what do you do now that you're coming down pit road? Is it a scheduled stop? Or do you just kind of roll on through and hope for the best?
I think you got to roll down through and hope for the best, especially with so few tires at your disposal. Like, if we have more tires, I imagine you maybe want to try to get them changed with how much they got damaged in the spin and try to drive your way back onto the lead lap. But with only 2 and it's only lap 17 to 75, you just have to hold on to it. As saw Cody Deek slow on the apron there as the race leaders were going by 1 and 2. Not sure what happened to the 16.
We believe that the 94 car, Jeff Dillon, finds himself wayward.
Yeah, he just left the session. See, oh! It's a really random snap there for Cody Deek. Not sure what on earth caused that. Meanwhile, Brock Morris continues to lead. He's got himself about 7/10 to play with here. As Matthew Pearson got back by Ted Newman. Now Newman has his hands full with Adam Brady right behind. See Morris up there running that outside lane. But yeah, what's your preference whenever we run at Old Atlanta in anything? Do you try to rip up by the wall, or are you a bottom feeder trying to wrap the inside?
And I guess I'd have the contest as a bottom feeder, trying to work it on the inside. Just my problem is once I get up there to the wall, I have the same problems that 20 car is having right now. That wall just kind of sucks you in, and when it does, it really doesn't want to let you go. You do that too many times in a night, and you'll find yourself by yourself.
Especially with these cars. Obviously, we're all well aware of the skew these things have, the Twisted Sister. So you never can quite have a full understanding on where that third dimension is, just because of how far it sticks out. Every time you think you're all right, it just sticks out that little few inches more than you were expecting and just rips you right into the wall. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I've always tried to run the bottom around here, especially, you know, on the sim, with the fact that running up high tends to wear the tires a little more. It just always feels like whenever I go to run the top, it just instantly kills my tires. It's probably a skill issue, but I always basically run exclusively down there on the bottom in most any track, regardless on if it's a high line dominant place like an Old Atlanta or not.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Old Atlanta. It's a driver's track. It's not a track that you can just go kind of set your mind into just, you know, forever mode and coast around. You actually have to be up on the wheel here in control of this thing, managing inputs. That's a 51 car. He's a little wobbly out there, so I think he understands what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why people love this version of this track, is because you're always on edge. You're always feel like you're in a knife fight with your own car, just doing everything you can just to keep it under you. And there's so many different avenues, so many different things you could do at this track. You know, there's not a whole lot of places where you have 2 or 3 incredibly viable lines like you have here at Legacy Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Molly Hadgett said it best, you know, flirting with disaster.
Amen. As you see, Nick Biddy almost about to lose a spot to Chase Matsuko. Biddy was just fighting with Brady. Now here comes Matsuko looking to the inside of the 32. And Matsuko's gonna get the spot for now, looking to the inside of Brady as well. Matsuko looks like he's taking care of his tires early on in this stint. It's starting to help him out as the Jess Hamby, he got the wall exiting turn 2, almost causing a big moment. That's going to cost him a couple spots to Gay and Nigel Steele. While you see this battle for P4 continues to rage on. Adam Brady is not giving up the fight, but he might have to. Matsuko's got him cleared for now. Can he? He will! Making it into a bit of a slide job. You saw Brady having to make a save while pulling the crossover. And that might be all she wrote. Brady now has to worry about Biddy. See Biddy sending it down into the corner. And this battle has brought Guillemette back up into the fray. He's about near running these 3 cars down. See, Adam Brady is not giving up the fight. He wants to take this spot back from Matsuko. Well, little bit of a moment there for Matsuko going down the straightaway. I tell you, Big Al, one of my favorite parts about these cars is how on edge you are, even in the straightaways. Like, you'll have to counter steer here these things while going straight. There's that much power and that little grip.
I guess, yeah, you could call it the straightaway, but the bottom line is you're just getting ready to turn. You're either turning, getting ready to turn, or turning. I mean, that's pretty much Atlanta, right?
Yeah, you can say that again, is Biddy giving up the spot to Guillemette. Whoa! Hang on to it, Evan. We've seen that 68 car evil all race long.
You know, speaking of flirting with disasters, as these laps continue to tick down, we're finding ourselves getting closer and closer to that pit stop. Now, not knowing if that first one's going to actually be a green flag pit stop or not, but the way things are going right now, drivers should be getting into that pit configuration here before too long. I don't know if this is going to be an issue with tires or fuel, but I'm going to assume that they're going to be tying both together.
Absolutely, as you see Newman and Pearson battle on for P2 once again. Ted Newman giving way for now, as Brock Morris has now finally started to put some distance. Got himself almost 1.4 over Pearson.
Average fall off is right now, it's 1.2 seconds per, it's the average for the lap times with 33 lap old tires on the car.
Sir, that's old Atlanta if I've ever heard it.
I was expecting a little bit more fall off than that, but hey, that's pretty manageable in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see when they get a little further in. Probably won't see guys on pit road for at least another 7 laps, I'd say.
Is everybody going for 4? Is that going to be the standard pull?
If someone wants to go for 2 tires, if I'm the competition, I'd say go right ahead. Gotta give a shout to the 132 car. Nathan Fuller has been able to keep the same gap that he's had to Brock Morris, not in danger of going down a lap, which is honestly kind of surprising, because a spin like that would have absolutely killed the tires. Speaking of killed, there's Ryder Poe off of pit road. There is no front bumper on that car right now. Poe gave the command that he was pitting a couple laps ago. I wasn't sure if that was scheduled or not, but it would appear that it is not scheduled. So it looks like he's already missing that front clip. Whoa, sideways! Oh, and it rained! Sideways off at turn 4 and got hit by Nick Biddy, who had nowhere to go. Meanwhile, there's the replay of what happened to Ryder Poe. Yeah, Adam Brady and Nick Biddy getting together. No caution yet, but we might get one, and there it is. Yeah, huge damage for Nick Biddy right there.
Caution was a little late, eh?
Yeah, it wasn't thrown by iRacing, but everyone agreed that one probably should have been thrown. Oh, that is a huge hit. I think Brady is as okay as you're gonna be. I think that was just the center of the door, but cannot say the same for the 32.
I think that's going to come just at the most opportune time for a caution. Because, I mean, you couldn't have lined it up to be halfway any better than that.
No, you couldn't. And we're going to go ahead and get our next break in, and we will be back shortly.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Alrighty, we are back and already ready to get back at it. See the pace truck making the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. And we are back underway in Atlanta. Another huge jump for Brock Morris. Already has, I don't know how many car lengths at this point as we go back into turn one. See Matsuko side by side with Pearson. Pearson gonna hold serve. But Matsuko, he was one of the fastest towards the end of that long run. And he's continuing to show that pace, but he's got to worry about Newman. Big sideways for Newman. Oh no, we got another big save in the back. Paul Wentline holding on to it. Once again, these cars continuing to handle like words I can't say over the air.
Poo-poo.
Yeah. Oh, and even worse, trying to hold on to these cold tires as well. Well, just like that, Morris has company. Here comes Matthew Pearson. Pearson is not wanting to let him run away like he did in the first stint. See, here comes Newman trying to get back to the inside of Matsuko.
Oh, contact.
Oh, they're going around! Oh!
Caution.
Oh, unfortunate for Matsuko. Oh, he can't. Oh, see both him and Newman getting together on the front straightaway. Matsuko taking accountability for that one. See, just kind of came down the racetrack. It looks like Big Al and the 31 was still there.
Yeah. Got a little twitchy.
It sure did. Go ahead and get one more quick break in, and we'll be back once again.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back. Nick Biddy has called in a night. The damage on the 32 car from that earlier incident appears to be too much. Well, you see Brock Morris choosing the outside. Interesting choice there, Big Al.
Well, he's done everything he can from the inside, so you might as well go ahead and switch it up now to the outside. This guy's putting on a masterclass here, a true clinic, and you will watch him. As soon as that flag flies on that restart, he launches like a cannon. Now, we've had 4 restarts thus far. No one's actually even been close to this guy on a restart. So I would have stayed down, but hey, he went up. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's down.
Absolutely. Might be the bit of confusion here from Pearson. Meanwhile, we are back underway. Not sure what was going on with that, but Morris gets another mammoth jump as there goes Newman taking over P2.
Once again, you see that launcher that I'm talking about. He wastes no time getting it gone, establishing that he's already out to almost a 1 second lead over P2. 0.3 of a second, but still, it's quite a launch.
And that's such a huge advantage, being able to know when you're going to launch and, you know, kind of ease into it as the leader, because restarts are not easy here at Atlanta because of how slippery it is, how high the tire wear is. So we see a battle between Frith and William Gay. Paxton able to get the pass done, and here comes Nathan Fuller on the comeback train. He's going to get the 75, and he might get the 36. 2 for 1. No! Frith able to keep the nose to the outside, but now Fuller's got him passed. Nathan Fuller back up into 7th. He almost 3 wide right behind Hamby and Matsuko. Matsuko on his comeback here. Dives it down to the inside of the 36. And pulling a little bit of a slide job. He's going to clear. A lot of speed in that 26 car right now. Adam Brady and Chess Hamby there battling. While 25 laps to go, Morris has about half a second over Newman. See Adam Brady, gets the wall a little bit off of turn 4. Hamby has not given up the fight, but he might have to as Brady is starting to pull away. While Jacob Wilson's starting to reel in Matthew Pearson for the last spot in the top 3.
Watch it as it unfolds here, coming up to just 20 laps in the contest. This would be the most unopportune time for a caution, but you know, I do have a sneaky suspicion that there might just be one more of those little flag waving sessions here before this race is over.
I agree with you, Big Al. I would be surprised if we don't get one. And yeah, you said it. That is going to be a fascinating time for that to happen, because what do? You can stay out and hope you get that caution a little later, but if you don't get that caution, you might even get lapped with how much fall. Whoa! Big wiggle for Newman, still having to save it off at turn 4. He has given it everything it's got. And he was reeling in Brock there right before that happened. He was down to 0.3, but that's going to cost him about 1/10 on the racetrack and a couple years off the lifespan. Newman, last week's runner-up, trying to go one better here. Oh, and he is still wheeling that thing. That right front's gonna get shot to Alabama at the rate he's going.
Yeah. You can just ride along and you see how much wheel inputs he's actually having in that thing.
Yeah, the right rear is also not very happy on that 31. Just look at that. That is so much fun to watch. That is a stock car. That is how you have to drive a stock car right there. You love to see them just absolutely wheeling the heck out of this thing.
Well, indeed he is. And indeed he must, especially if he wants to have any chance of catching Brock Morris here as we get into what I would consider to be the fourth quarter of this race. See, I can do that. I can call it the fourth quarter of the race.
Yeah, and he is still just has this car in a constant state of yaw. Just absolutely incredible to watch. See right there behind, Wilson continues to just stick in the mirror of Pearson, but not enough to really trouble him right now. Everyone pretty spread out right now, which, you know, Big Al, is a bit of a calling card here at Old Atlanta. You see a lot of races end up like this at this track.
But we have to keep it exciting and say, hey, guess what? There's still a high probability that there's going to be at least one more caution to come out before this thing is over.
Yeah, just because there's the... go on, Big Al.
Don't go put the popcorn away just yet. Keep the concession stands open. Keep making hot dogs, dang it. The race is not over till it's over.
Yeah, because why there's a little bit of heel spread, it's not from guys taking it easy. Like, all you need to do is just take a look at the 31 to know how hard everyone is pushing. And because of that, that caution's never that far around the corner. One little slip up. But now Newman might be in trouble because Pearson and Wilson, they're a heck of a lot closer now than they've been in some time. So 31 might have pushed just a tad too early on that one. We're under 15 to go.
Now starting to see even a bigger gap between the leader here in P2, now just up to over 1.1 seconds. That's what Brock has done. And he is the one guy that's not going to want to see any type of flags flying in the air, minus that white flag. But he's still got quite a ways to go before he sees it. Just about 13 laps, which you know as well as I do, at Atlanta on these tires, that really could be an eternity.
Absolutely. Oh, it's speaking of the devil, there it is. Matsuko spinning through the infield. We stay green.
He's backing up onto the field.
And there it is. Caution is out.
I mean, well, he kind of backed into that caution, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Matsuko was running there in the top 10, and just around she goes.
Yeah, Matson needs some tires.
That he does.
Well, the good news is I know a place where he can find a set.
Yeah, and Big Al, I think we're at the point where I don't think anyone is going to be staying out at this point.
I mean, it's 10 laps to go. Really, there's no advantage in staying out at this point. This is Atlanta. Although we did see just how much of an advantage Brock had, that could be lost and negated just by a couple guys behind you on fresh tires. 10 laps at Atlanta, that's a long time. I do believe you're going to see just about everybody that has a set coming on down here to get a new set.
Absolutely. But the curiosity is, do we see anyone maybe take 2?
This will be the time, one of those tracks. But Atlanta, the old configuration, I don't think it's a 2-tire track. I think with these cars, as much as they're rolling around and moving, with as much wheeling that's being done, I think this is absolutely a 4-tire stop.
And let's see. Oh, we got a couple. And nope, everyone taking 4. See, 3 wide drag race for P2, and it looks like it's gonna be Ted Newman holding on to second right there.
Yeah, and he understands just how valuable that is, because these races are going to be won and lost off pit road. The guys already know what their cars are doing on the track. They've had 65 laps to see just that. So if you're going to make up any movement on a guy around you, you're going to try to pick up a couple spots there while you're down on pit road. And we saw a couple guys capitalize and do exactly that.
Yeah, the easiest place to pass someone is on pit road. Gonna be keeping it commercial free until after the checkered flag. You see, it looks like Brock Morris will be sticking with the inside.
I mean, yeah, you go with what works. I'm really happy that he allowed me to have that dissertation there. Look at that last run, but now looks like we're lining them back up again here. And hopefully this will be the last restart that we will have here tonight, hoping all these guys can actually find what ails them and kind of keep these things pointing in the right direction and off of each other. But I want to tell you, it's been just a spirited competition, to say the least.
Absolutely. We're going to have, I believe, 9 laps to go when pace car pulls off here. Does Ted Newman have anything for the dominant 05 car? Will Morris take his second win of the year? We see the pace truck getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Brock Morris will lead us back to the green flag. Oh no, we're wrecking before we even take the green! Oh no! Oh, they're still going around. Mother of mercy. Jacob Wilson get turned back in front of the field. Let's see, oof. Oh, there's a lot to unpack on that one. Yeah, it just looked like the little bit of missed time and miscommunication between the 1 and the 68. 68 got. Yeah, if we could get another replay on the screen. Let's get the view of the 68 Guillemette. See right here, there's a little bit of a gap between Wilson and Morris. Then,
oh yeah, that's totally on him. Yeah, he totally bumped a gut.
Oh! And Adam Brady, he is already retired from that. And I think there might have been a secondary incident trying to avoid all that there in the back of the pack.
Well, there was secondary, thirds, fourths.
Yeah.
I mean, once you and you got to feel this came up at the third road. So once the third road runs into the second road, it's just chaos behind that. And you saw Brock, he just put the hammer down, kept it pointed in the right direction, and was just hoping for the best. But unfortunately, with that much chaos, and I neglected to say, I thought about it. I held it right there. I hung it in the next to come out of my mouth, which is a very short rack because it's quick. And I elected not to say anything about the fact that we hadn't really had a big one here tonight. Majority of the skirmishes that we'll have, the contact, had really just been between two cars till then.
Yep. Now we have multiple cars on pit road trying to get damage repaired. See a little bit of damage on the right front corner of the 132 as well. See Jacob Wilson back out. Honestly, that car doesn't look all that bad. We are already 1 to green. Once again, we are going to have 5 laps left in this one. This one's going to get even crazier, I'd say. And now, what do you do if you're one of the ones restarting there in the top 5, hoping that you don't end up recreating what we just saw?
Well, you still got to, I mean, look, you still, each restart, you got to have a short memory there. You got to get right back on that horse, get her nose right back up in there, man, and do the same thing, but do it correctly this time. You know, maybe not be a little jumpy, but you got to wait until that first car goes. Brock doing such a great job getting such awesome restarts. I can totally understand why everybody's leaning forward in the foxhole here, trying to make certain they don't get left behind.
And there we go. Morris is off. 5 laps to go at Atlanta. Exactly what Brock Morris needs to see in his mirror. A whole lot of gap. Newman holds on to second. We got a battle for third. Fuller trying to get Pearson. So we got Natsuko and William Gay side by side. Wentline and Jambi. Whoa! Wow, what in the world happened to Brock Morris? We got a battle for the lead. Where did Ted Newman come from? He had the set of corners of his life to get to the inside of the 05. This is the most Brock Morris has had to fight all night, and he's going to hold on to the lead, keeping Newman at bay. Was that Ted's best shot? He's not. Oh, we got the wall that time. That might be it. He got a. Oh, we got cars in the wall on the French straightaway. Wentline and Jacob Wilson. And we got the 36 on pit road as well. So far, we stay green. Morris, 0.3 of a second. His gap over Ted Newman. And it is continuing to grow. Does Ted Newman have anything left in the tank? 2 laps to go here to Atlanta. And I'd say Ted does. He's taken another 10th out of that lead. Can he get there? Newman rolling the middle. Morris ripping the top. That time advantage. Brock Morris able to eke it out just a little more. You see, they are trading lines here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Oh, Newman gets the wall. White flag, 1 lap to go. And that is exactly what Brock Morris needed to see in his mirror. Last year's champion has absolutely dominated this. And he is showing that he wants to go back-to-back. And what we're seeing, I'd say he's got a pretty good chance at it. Off of turn 4, Brock Morris will win Atlanta. Newman holds on to second. Pearson in third. Oh, boy. Man, that was a heck of a battle there at the end.
Yeah, indeed.
Valiant effort from the 31, just coming up just that little bit short. We see Brock Morris get ready to burn it down. Alrighty, as Brock continues to burn it down, we will get our last break in of the night, and we will be back shortly.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Alrighty, we are back, and we'll go ahead and read off the final results of tonight's race at Old Atlanta. Your race winner, Brock Morris from Ted Newman and Matthew Pearson. Nathan Fuller, Chase Matsuko, William Gay, Ches Hamby, Nigel Steele, Mark Osier, and Cody Deek rounding out the top 10 and take away the next 10 there, Big Al.
Yep. And that's going to put Evan Gamet. Yeah, Evan Gamet's going to be in 11th with Paul Wentline in 12th. 13th place shows Paxton in 5th. And you got Jacob Wilson in 14th. 15th place will be Joe David. Adam Brady in 16th. 17th place is Ryder Poe with Nick Biddy in 18th. Jeff Dillon and Pendolf the third round out the top 20. And you'll have Uncle Tank Tinkers Matt Mars and Steven Pazzulo running up 23 truck field here this evening.
Yes, sir. And with that, right now, we only have our race winner, so let's go ahead and bring him in. Brock, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. And it would appear it's business as usual for you. Another dominating win tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was not really the way I expected the race to go. I expected a bit more cautions. But yeah, overall felt pretty good. Got saved by the bell in that first long run because I completely destroyed my rear tires. But yeah, super happy with it. Fun little battle at the end, and yeah, fun night.
Yeah, what was going through your mind when Newman made that huge run on you going into 3 and 4 with a couple laps ago? He sent it. He was so far back at one point.
Yeah, I went low on the restart through 1 and 2, and I think he must have taken like the middle or top, and I saw the momentum he was carrying down the back straight, and I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. So I figured I'd make him go to the bottom, which was kind of the non-preferred area. Then he just sent it in. We had a little bit of contact there, but I was just trying to hold steady on the outside because I knew the outside in 1 and 2 was so good tonight. If we could go side by side through there, I'd probably be able to clear him. And yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, that was a pretty nerve-wracking moment there.
No kidding. And you talked about having issues saving the tires there in that first stint. Just how difficult is it trying to conserve the rubber at a track like this with a car like this that is already not easy on its tires to begin with?
Yeah, it's what I think I was doing was I would get loose mid-corner and try and power it out and just like, oh, it will be fine, like just correct it and move on. But then as you do that for 30 and 40 laps, like the rears just are gone. And so I was really trying to make an effort in that second stint there not to do that. Ended up not really mattering because we had that late caution, but yeah, it was very difficult tonight, and Old Atlanta is always pretty notorious for that.
Absolutely. But, you know, another dominating performance for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, absolutely. Juicy Spider Studios, Kettering University, Kettering Esports, FMA for putting the deal on, switching us to this beautiful car, and you guys for broadcasting. Thank you.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Brock, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, I hope so.
Alright, and that just about does it for us. Big Al, what a race tonight. I concur completely.
Here I was talking, and I didn't realize that I'd muted myself. Yeah, absolutely great show, man. Totally honored to be a part of this here tonight, getting the opportunity to come down and call this next gen race with you, James. Tickle pink, man, and would love to do it again.
Yes, sir. But with that, I believe it's time for us to get the heck on out of here. For my broadcast partners, Kobe Jordan and Big Al, I'm James Watson, bidding you adieu till next time. Good night, everyone.